Krishna everyone. Hope you're having a wonderful time parenting your kids. You all must be wondering that this parenting series is all about do's and don'ts for the parents. Why? Because parenting is all about fixing the parent. It is not about changing or fixing the child. We should have done this. We should not be fighting in front of the kids. I should have kept my promise to my daughter, which I made last week. We should not lie to our kids. These are some of the parenting regrets we often get to hear. There was a play school which had a me time concept that every day in the morning, first 15 minutes, a child could do whatever he or she wanted to do without any interference from the support staff or the class or the teachers. They would just observe the child. There was this girl who, after entering the class, would very nicely keep her school bag and water bottle at a designated spot. And then she would, in the meantime, she would pick up a doll and she would start fighting with the doll, screaming at the doll. The teacher did not say anything to the child but kept observing. And in order to help her, in order to help the child, she tried getting to the root cause of the problem. And what was revealed was that in the evening, after her father would return from work, he would very nicely keep his laptop bag at the designated spot, and then he would start showing his violent behavior. He would start, shouting and screaming at his wife and even the house helps. In such extreme cases, the impact on a child's behavior is huge, where parents are abusive, violent, and alcoholic. Their the impressions and the impact on the child behavior is huge, and these impressions on the child behavior are easily evident also. So it is easy to diagnose the problem and rectify the problem because the symptoms are evident. But in case of, then we have simple, sober families, nice, happy, healthy family, where there is no trace of any kind of a violent behavior, abusive, alcoholic behavior, no such extreme cases. Even in those cases, in such families also, we as parents tend to make mistakes which may have subtle impact on a child, The impacts may be subtle, but these impacts can be long lasting. Like there was a young man, very professionally and academically accomplished. He married his girlfriend in late 20s, and the girlfriend and both the boy and the girl were from extremely good families. First few years of their married life was really fantastic. They were really going great till they had their first child. Even after that, they had their first child after 3 or 4 years of their marriage, and first few months after the baby was born was still okay. But after that, the man started developing anxiety with the anxiety issues with the child. He couldn't accept the child as his own child. He couldn't emotionally connect with the child. He started ignoring and avoiding the child. Of course, like any other wife, his wife also objected to this kind of a behavior. But his wife, both the sides of the family, parents, everybody tried to help the man. That trying to understand what's wrong with the man, but nothing helped. To the extent he started blaming the wife that this child is not his child. This further made the matter complicated, and finally they ended up in getting divorced. But since the man was otherwise a good man and he loved his wife, after a few months of his divorce, he got into depressions. And when his treatment started, what was revealed was that during this man's initial years of upbringing, his father was not into picture. I mean to say, the father was always traveling, preoccupied with the work. He never spent any time or quality time or healthy time with the child. He was not participating in the upbringing of the child. Everything was taken care by the mother. Only at the age of 5 or 6, when this man's mother was expecting their second child, at that time this man's father started developing relationship with this man. Then they started spending time. They started behaving like good partners, going out for swimming and other common interests. At the age of 5 or 6, the father there was a relation mushrooming up between the father and this man. So this man carried those impressions, of the early years of his upbringing, where his father was sort of missing from the action, that he had anxiety issues accepting his child as his own child, his infant as his own child. Irrespective of of our family background, our intelligence, our upbringing, our behavior, we end up making mistakes because of our flickering mind. Our mind always you know always motivates us or moves us towards doing things which we don't intend to do so. And this is clearly mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita. The Krishna clearly says in this Bhagavad Gita, यत्ततो हि यत्ततो हे अपि कौन्त्य पुरुषस्य विपिश्चिता इंद्रियाणि प्रमाथिनि हरन्ति प्रसम्भ मना. The senses are so strong and impetus, O Arjuna, that they forcibly carry away the mind even of a man of discrimination who is endeavoring to control them. Yes, while parenting is all about guiding and shaping the development of a child, it is important to recognize that parents' own behavior and attitude significantly impact the child's overall development. So, therefore, improving as a parent will have a positive influence on the child's development and overall well being, also. And yes, trying to be focusing on to be a good parent, or trying to be a good parent, is not going to be easy. It's going to be a real battle every day to be a good parent, because we'll end up making mistakes we don't want to because of this flickering mind. But as Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita says, Udared Atmana Atmanam Na Atmanam Avsaded Atmaiva Hi Atmano Bandhur Atmaiva Ripur Atmana. One must deliver himself with the help of his mind and not degrade himself. The mind is the friend of the conditioned soul and his enemy as well. Yes, as Krishna is saying in this sloka, we should use our mind to improve ourselves for the self-enhancement, for the self-growth. This can only be possible when we try to feed our mind with good things. Then only the mind will yield the good results. So, to keep the mind on track, to keep this flickering mind on track, we can adopt various techniques like mantra meditation, reading scriptures, all these things keep our mind on the track, on the right path. And this parenting is all about correcting and improving your own behavior as a parent, and not about trying to change the child's behavior. So this perspective highlights the importance of self reflection, self growth in the process of parenting. The more we will focus on improvement as a parent, the better would be the parenting. I hope you like this video. We'll see you soon in my next video with some more parenting tips, parenting the Krishna way. Hare Krishna.